Hi Leo, how are we today? Just doing our weekly readings. This week we are doing a little bit of a different thing. We are looking at the monthly readings, of course, coming so close to April, wanting to look ahead, see what's in store. But we are doing things a little bit differently for this monthly reading. Coming off some really heavy duty energy, we've just had that big shadow work reading. Make sure you do go back and check that one out if you haven't already. Just as a side note, everyone that does comment on that particular video, you will get two entries into the draw to win a free personal reading. Make sure you leave a comment if you want to go in the draw for that. You will get one entry for any comments on this video as well. That's going to be drawn at Easter. But today we are going to have a bit of a look at, the demons are in your life as well, Leos. So the demons that you need to control and get a bit of a rein in on those particular demons, and then the demons that you can actually utilize to empower yourself with darkness. That's where we find the light. With light, we need darkness to notice. So balance. Everything's about balance. There is some pretty rough energy at the moment astrologically. So we are, trying to make sure we're making the most of that energy while it is around. Okay, so this week we are using the Crazy Sexy Love Notes Oracle. I also have the Kawaii Lenormand for the general portion. As we move through the heavier energy, we're using the Shadow Work Oracle. I also have here the Rising Moon Lenormand, as well as the Yes or No Oracle. And then finishing things off today, we have the beautiful Heart-Shaped Lovers Oracle as well. Okay, so getting into it for you, Leo. Leo, what's the overview energy for Leo in April 2025? Leo, April 2025. What's going on, Leo? I keep feeling like I just need to do this whole reading with my eyes closed, which is not going to help anyone if I can't see what cards we have. It just makes me feel as though there may be something that you have your eyes closed to at the moment, that you're kind of trying to ignore. It may just be one particular thing for a lot of you. I don't feel as though it's not necessarily the overview energy. It's more just one little thing that we're trying not to see that. We're trying to not. It's kind of like you're sitting there hoping, Leo, I hope that doesn't come up in the reading. I hope she doesn't talk about that because I just don't want to deal with that right now. I'm not ready or something. It's time to rise, though. Wake up. It's time to rise. I don't know why it's wake up. Wake up. It does really give me like a sunrise energy. We see on the picture there the figure being, rising into the sky from the balloon, but it's really giving me sunrise energy. Like, wake up. Like, it's time to maybe open your eyes and, rise above it. Wake up and know that it's a brand new day, that the sun will rise again, kind of thing. Your purpose is joy. Your purpose is not to sit through this life in pain and hurt and sorrow. That's not what life wants for you. Life, like as much as it seems like that sometimes, especially with all this astrological energy going on, the universe doesn't want you to be sad. The universe doesn't want you to be scared and fearful and angry and upset and whatnot. That's an unintentional side effect of life. And I was actually talking with someone about this theory today. Now, it's not necessarily a theory, but it's the closest way to describe it here. The universe, God, whatever you believe it is, doesn't have morals. doesn't have a sense of right or wrong the way that humans do. Okay, the universe, it says, okay, well, this is the desired outcome I want for Leo. This is the perfect outcome. This is the desired outcome, what I want for Leo. What's the quickest way to get there? I'll do whatever I have to do to get to that result. Sometimes the universe doesn't stop and, it doesn't have emotions the way that we do. It doesn't have a sense of right or wrong the way that we do. It doesn't have a sense of pain and hurt the way that we do. The universe doesn't realize sometimes that the quickest way from A to B, for you here living that A to B as a human, it's not the ideal situation, is it, Leo? But the universe sometimes, that's why they say things like God works in mysterious ways, because God doesn't understand that God is doing some bad shit to people. People are having to deal with some horrible stuff in their lives. God doesn't see the horrible stuff that is happening to you or the universe is doing to you, in some cases, the things that you're having to go through. What the universe is looking for is the way that you get up every day and rise above it. The way that you find the joy in every moment, regardless of the pain and hurt and suffering. Rising above it and your power, your personal power to get up and try, to level yourself up regardless of how much you've been through. And as horrible as it sounds, the universe sometimes throws these horrible traumatic things at you specifically because that's the best level up for you. Do you ever stop, sometimes when you go through something absolutely horrible, the person that you are on the other side of that, the things you learn and in the ways that you grow and heal from yes, you've got to heal, but, the amount of self-growth and, leveling up and advancement within oneself that comes from some of that stuff is huge compared to small little things. Might take 200 small little things to learn the same amount as what you do from this one big giant traumatic event in your life. So the universe goes, okay, well, A to B, that's the big traumatic event. Here you go, bang. Now show me how strong you are. Now show me how you're going to get up, and wake up the next day and try to get through this. It's a hard thing to understand sometimes. I get it. I've been there. I get it. It's a pretty strong message coming through here, though, so I wouldn't feel right if I didn't give that message the time that it deserved. Okay, Leo. Overview energy for Leo in April 2025. So I feel like for a lot of you, I haven't even moved on to that portion yet, but I already feel like your demon is yourself for a lot of you. So I'm kind of picking up here too, because I'm getting like two separate energies here. Because the first energy, I have this snake energy, which is, this is you being biting yourself. This is you're the snake. It's because even though we see this particular snake here sitting up like that, I'm actually seeing like an Ouroboros snake biting its own tail, which is what you've been doing, Leo. You've been sort of stuck in this loop, biting yourself. You're not lashing out and biting everyone around you. You're biting yourself. Biting yourself in the tail, and it's just making you go around and around and around. That's why things are happening the way that they are at the moment, because it's time to rise up out of that and, sit up out of that and see through the delusions and illusions that you're placing on yourself here, that you're kind of betraying yourself if you don't break that cycle of chasing your own tail, I suppose, deceiving yourself through your perception, like the perception that you're looking at things. That it's because you're looking at things with I'm just sort of picking up intuitively. A lot of you are, the way that you're looking at everything right now is everything's out to betray me, everything's out to stress me out, everything's going wrong, everything's trauma, everything's hurt, everything's pain. But if you shift your perception and, allow yourself to see through the illusions, because for a lot of you, it's you're chasing your own tail. It's not like this is part of the loop. You need to get out of the loop and take yourself aside from that and say, do you know what? It's time to rise above this ish. Yeah, it hurts. Yeah, it sucks. I'm going to rise past it anyway. I'm going to get through it anyway. Just to, F them. I'm hearing F them. Just to spite them, I'm going to get up and try again. I'm going to get up and see the sunrise tomorrow. A lot of you have been stressing a lot about money and friendships as well. There's been some interesting things coming through when it comes to money and friendships as well. But once again, you're biting yourself in the bum. You're convincing yourself that money is going to stay crap. You're not going to have good money. Your money's not going to increase. Oh, I'm a bit concerned. I had one friend betray me. All my friends are going to betray me. Someone, wasn't loyal to me. Nobody is loyal to me. You're allowing yourself to get stuck in this loop that's just exacerbating the stuff. Because what I'm actually seeing here, we do have the fish and the dog. So we're seeing, abundance, money, and then we're seeing friendships, loyalty. There's a deception here that you're allowing the loop to change your perception, on those things that, because you've been stuck in this loop, you've only been seeing them a certain way, whereas now you, breaking through this illusion that you've put yourself in with this loop type behavior, choosing to, rise above it all and get higher, level up a bit, get a higher perspective, you actually realize that you've got a lot more abundance around you than you realize. And it's kind of like all of a sudden you just know money's coming. You're able to find a bit more passion to actually explore what abundance and wealth means to you, and to explore friendships and how you can actually create stronger friendships within your life and stronger loyalties within your life. So it's all about rising above and gaining a higher perspective. For a lot of you, talking to your higher self is paramount at this time. Doing meditations specifically to connect with your higher self. Leo, the demon Leo needs to control versus the demon that Leo can use to empower them. The demon that to control versus the demon to utilize for our Leos. Part of the loop again here with this demon energy. We have the demon that you need to control is envy. Why does everyone else have it easier? Turn your green eyes into a force for self-improvement and inspiration. Why does everyone else have it easier? Who cares? I'm going to make it easier for myself now. Just to spite them, I'm going to do better. That person's, rather than being envious of, why do they get everything? Why is everything going so well for them? Why are they making money? Why have they got such good friends in their life? Do you know what? That's an inspiration. I need to aspire to have better friends. If I'm asking myself, why do they get all the good friends? Well, maybe I need to actually aspire to have better friends, because something's not right here. If I'm sitting here looking at someone else's life going, oh, why they got this and I don't? Maybe I should actually rather than just being jealous and envious of this person, maybe I should do something about that, and I should, you know, work on what can I do to make sure my life goes that same way. Okay, so needing to control the jealousy a little bit here. So some of you may not even realize that that's what's going on, because the demons that we need to control, a lot of the time they're hidden, and we may not even realize that we're being a little bit jealous and envious of others. All right, because we're just so wrapped up in our own self. But as soon as we start to rise above that and look at our lives a little bit more objectively, we realize, oh, you know, rather than putting myself down because I'm comparing myself to others, because that's what you're doing. You're putting yourself down because you're comparing yourself to others. Rather than doing that, I'm going to use that as inspiration that, oh, if they can have that, I know that I can get that. The demon that can actually empower you here, we have guilt. So it's kind of a double-edged sword here, that I feel like they get better in their life, but then I feel guilty for feeling that way. So a bit of a hard one. Release the chains of past mistakes and embrace the growth that they bring. So once again, it's all about your perspective here, using your perspective and seeing how far you've grown and how much you have learned from the past, from your mistakes, from your, even if that mistake is just, oh, I was a bit cranky at that person because they've got such a good life going on. But whatever that is for you, and then you felt guilty about feeling that way. You felt guilty because you're like, I should feel good for them too, but it's okay. These things are all, kind of human nature. It's just time to rise above that. All right. Stop feeling guilty for things that you did or didn't do. Stop feeling guilty for other people's stuff. If it's not yours, don't hold on to it, Leo. Anything else you want to add in regard to Leo's demons, please? Anything else you want to add in regard to Leo's demons? Demon to control versus the demon to empower. Leo, April 2025. Straightforward message here. We have the flowers coming through there, followed by the snake again, as well as the whip. So that's actually a very straightforward message. It's just backing up what we've already spoken about. The flowers is giving energy. So it's kind of saying here, if you give to that deceit and deceiving yourself into thinking that, I don't have what I want. I don't have as much as everyone else. Why do they have this and I don't have this? That leads to trouble, that leads to drama, that leads to conflict, inner conflict. You're punishing yourself. The snake in your brain is tricking you and punishing you, putting you into this turmoil because you're giving it energy. Okay, the more that you give, the more you receive. That's that loop. Once again, the more that you're giving this snake energy, the more you're receiving more of that same energy. All right. If there's one thing Leo needs to know for April, affirmation of what Leo needs to know. Yes or no for our Leos in April. Yeah, not if you're alone. I feel like this is actually referring to the envy and the friendship thing, that those things aren't going to matter if you you don't, like, if you end up being alone, like not if you're alone, like it's not gonna, like, if you continue to be envious, well, it's never going to matter because you'll end up being alone and you won't have anyone to be envious of. How about you be envious of yourself, not be alone? in all this. You're not alone in all this to start with here. You're, everyone has these issues. We do have be more generous. Be more generous. So that's giving to the right things. It's giving to, the friendships that you want to promote. It's giving to the money that you want to promote, giving to the cycles that you want, not the ones that you're stuck in those loops of. Be more generous in where you're actually putting your conscious energy of what you're thinking about, because you're manifesting what you are putting your energy into here. So the more that you're putting your energy into that snake energy, the more you're just going to get that back in return, and it's going to cause more drama, more conflict for you here. Okay, Leo. Love energy for Leo in April. It's just about opening your eyes up to yourself and the fact that it's just time to get out of this loop. I just keep getting this same message about the loop. Imagine all unwanted thoughts dissolving into light, creating room for new opportunities and possibilities in your life. So, this is what the loop is all about. Imagine all those unwanted thoughts dissolving into light. Just imagine how much room within you, and within that, as soon as we break out of that loop, imagine how much more space in our life we have for some amazing possibilities and opportunities. Romance, Cupid's arrow strikes. So a bit of romance in store throughout April as well, Leo. So it's not really it's not telling me much about that. Just let me know what's the romance energy for Leo in April. It does feel somewhat important here, but it's just not telling me. Security and stability is romantic to you at the moment, Leo. Having someone who's got your back, I feel like having support. That's the romantic factor for you in April. Or it's like steady as she goes kind of romance. It's kind of that romance that never fades. It's like, how you see them, 80, 90-year-old couple walking down the street and they look just as in love as you imagine they did when they first met, and they're like holding each other's hand and showing each other a lot of love and care. It's like the romance never dies. You feel very safe and secure, with some sort of romance in your life. It's not going anywhere, kind of energy. That's actually really sweet. I really like that, because I am seeing like a very elderly couple, just doing little things and looking after each other. It's like, because I can see an older gentleman, just patting the wife on the hand. You know how you see that they're just patting the wife on the hand, like, it's okay, love, it's okay, love. That kind of thing. It actually feels really, really sweet, but it's very, home. Home is where the heart is. You're very loved and secure, Leo. You just, you're not alone. And the more that you continue in this loop, that you're increasing the chance that you're going to lose that security. So you don't want to do that, because you want to make sure you are giving your all to the things that truly matter to you here. Stop giving everything to this snake energy, and start giving to, rising above it, and finding moments to, just enjoy some life. Spend some time free and joyful, and find the happiness, and things will stay secure for you on that department. All right, but that's what we have for you today. You're more than welcome to check your other placements. Make sure you leave a comment so you go in the draw for that free personal reading, and I will see you all again soon.